Okay, so it's very rare that I cover editorials, but in this case, coming to us from the Star Ledger editorial board in NJ.com, I gotta call this one out. Anti-Muslim memes have no place in our politics. I really don't think this editorial board knows what a meme is, and you'll understand why I say that in a moment. Let's get into this article. There's a flyer circulating amongst voters in Piscataway that uses the kind of coded anti-Muslim language that makes most of us uneasy. The bigger problem is that the person who funded the flyer, powerful state senator Bob Smith, the Middlesex Democrat, doesn't see the necessity to repudiate it or apologize for it. The flyer was targeted to predominantly Indian American households and translated into Gujarati, a growing diaspora throughout the county that is primarily of Hindu faith. Given the perpetual tensions and violence in India between Hindus and Muslims, the coded language seems suspicious, and given that Islam has become the religion most often targeted for demonization by people who occupy the White House and the global surge in anti-Muslim propaganda, language matters. The flyer is signed by three prominent Indian American residents, none of them Muslim, promoting candidates who are running in the primary for county committee next week under Smith's banner, the Middlesex County Democratic Organization. The language used their opponents from the Central New Jersey Progressive Democrats is ambiguous, naming an outspoken and admired Muslim school board member, the MCDO called the opposing slate a radical group under the leadership of Atif Nazir that wants to take over our township government. We cannot let that happen. In two other places, Smith's candidates asked the reader to vote for the real Democrats on primary day. It's unclear how this is being received in the targeted homes, but it sounds like dog whistle stuff. Does it though? Does it? For starters, Nazir isn't running for anything, and this really feels like it's kind of how do I put this? This feels like you're trying to make excuses to an extent, because check this out. Nazir isn't running for anything, and it isn't his party. The CJPD was founded by a group led by Stacey Berger, a candidate for county committee. Odd how they singled him out. Secondly, associating Islam with any form of radicalization is a tool commonly used by fear-mongering P-wits. But is it though? Okay, so we're gonna read this. We're gonna read this in a minute. We're gonna read that whole letter in a minute, which isn't a meme. Why are you calling? They just want to be hip. So we can't disagree with Jim Seuss, the executive director of the New Jersey chapter of the Council on American Islam Relations, who says it's a shame to see the local Democratic Party using the tactics of the far right, exploiting stereotype-based fears to divide and conquer. They've decided to exchange a short-term political gain for a divided, distrusting community. This is being so over-sensationalized. Check this out. Okay, so what I want to do right now is just read this letter. All right. Okay. We have a special relationship with the Piscataway Democrats. They have appointed South Asians to Piscataway boards and commissions. They have worked with our community to build cricket fields. They participate in our events, including our flag hosting on Indian Independence Day at the Piscataway Senior Center and in Navarrete and Diwali at the Gaia. Oh my God, all these words. Most importantly, they have promoted South Asians to positions of leadership. In November of 2016, Kapul Shah was elected the first Indian American to serve on our Piscataway Township Council. Now, Piscataway Democrats need our help. They are being challenged by a radical group under the leadership of Atif Nazir that wants to take over our township government. We cannot let that happen. And that's what they're calling an anti-Muslim meme. And I do want to get into why, because all it really is people crying about, oh my goodness, how dare you use the word radical. Like, this is really all it boils down to, is the fact that they use the term radical, and I'm just not seeing the anti-Muslim, anti-Islamic sentiments that they're trying to toss out. Deal is that radical, just as a term within itself, it's been a part of the American lexicon for a while now, with it really coming into prominence during the 90s and the extreme era of mass marketing where everything was radical, extreme, bodacious, stuff like that. So I mean, as far as it being just like, it doesn't automatically hit as a slur, and I do see where they can make that leap, right? I mean, it's not a hard leap to make because the term radical Islam is a thing that has been used. It is part of the vernacular as well. I just don't see where it's the stretch that they're trying to make it, at least in this one flyer. And that's really what it's about, is just trying to come across as victims, trying to muster up this empathy sentiment that honestly I feel does more damage than good. If you can't take the term radical, then why do you have any place in politics? Because people will call you worse. In Europe, you have people getting hit with milkshakes and stuff. So let's be real. I mean, yes, words are important. I'm not doubting that at all. But our interpretation of words are just as important. And when you sit there and internalize, the word radical, because that's literally what this entire editorial is harping on, and one of the more, I guess, disingenuous parts of it is like, oh, these are Trumpian right wing tactics, and they're trying to make like it seem like that's not what I got from that flyer. I'll put it to you like that. I got, hey, they're trying radical ideas. And when it comes to the word radical as well, progressives like to use that word. Oh, we're radical and we're new and we're bringing radical new ideas. So what's the problem again? I'm confused. I actually got into a back and forth with someone about this because they tried to, because they posted it on Facebook. That was actually the first time I saw this article. But I see it making its rounds a little bit more now, and I really would prefer to just nip this in the bud. There is nothing anti-Islamic about this. This is more just people trying to, prop up this idea that they're somehow an underdog, or they are somehow they're above reproach. Like if you give them an opportunity, like me, I've been called the N-word so many times, it's not even funny. White people, black people, it doesn't really matter. But okay, so to me, it doesn't matter, right? But what I could have always done is say, oh my goodness, how dare you call me these things? Oh my God. And really just tried to milk it. And that's what I feel like the Starlight editorial board is trying to do here. And it's pretty disgusting. Deal is that you're adults. Deal with it like adults. If you cannot deal with it like adults, then that's a pretty good sign for your constituents to not really deal with you. Plain and simple. Don't vote for them if they can't. If you can't handle a little, because this isn't even a smack talking. It's not like you called them a sanic or anything else like that, right? I mean, not to propagate these ideas, these anti anyone ideas, because I'm not anti anybody. Like your group doesn't matter to me. You as an individual matters to me, but ultimately the group and group politics and group dynamics tend to push just some of the worst ideas and be insanely disingenuous about it, and this falls under that banner. So I'm not even reading this entire article. I just wanted to get into a little bit of it. Let me make sure that there's nothing I didn't miss too hard on. Democrats, yeah, because it is all Democrats. It's all blue people, blue versus blue. If you're unfamiliar with New Jersey politics, it's all Democrat for the most part. I mean, Democrats have almost 1 million more registrations than the Republicans do here, but it ultimately the machine and the establishment run this state without question. But it's all Democrats. So what do you have to do in order to break yourself away from the next Democrat? You gotta call yourself the real Democrats. And yeah, it's not really a big deal. As far as the Hindu Muslim conflict that's taking place all over the world. I mean, here in Jersey, man, we a different breed. I can tell you that much. But I don't think he's in any position to have to apologize. If he does, then that's on him. But I wouldn't, because you can't give in to these folks. You can't give him an inch if you're gonna be 100% real about it. And this right here, bro, the word radical. That's all you going on. The whole editorial board wrote this, came together. It's like, oh my goodness, how could they do such things? Oh, yo, this is Jersey, man. Get some balls. It really is. What are you talking about? We don't care about these types of things. We're not the oversensitive type, nah. But that's actually it was bound to happen after Christie's election, because we went so far to the right with Christie that so far to the left with Murphy, who really shouldn't have his job, but whatever. Anyways, guys, if you like the video, by all means, like it. If you enjoy hearing my fantastic voice, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll catch every single video that gets chucked up, at least once a day, tossing one out there. Share it, because this is ridiculous, Jersey. Seriously. And speak. Do you see this? Do you see the problem? Do you think that that the term radical can automatically be like equated with like towelhead or something like that? Not to be not because I know there's Hindus in there and that's pretty much their thing. Sorry, I don't mean to be offensive. It's just it's not the same thing. It really isn't. So with that being said, until the next one.